Under the Gun and Under the Gun Plus One have both called $5, and we're in the hijack holding Queen Jack, Jack 8, Rainbow. We call 5, and now the cutoff raises it to 30. Under the Gun calls, Under the Gun Plus One calls, and we call as well, so we're going 4 ways to a flop, which comes Jack 10-6 with 2 hearts. It checks to us, and with top set on an extremely wet board, we bet the full pot of $125. The cutoff calls, Under the Gun calls, and now Under the Gun Plus One shoves all in for $445. With top set and blockers to the straights and the flush, we repot all in for $885. Now the cutoff shoves all in for $665, and Under the Gun folds. We agree to run it twice. I announce I have top set and blockers. The cutoff announces he has the nut flush draw, and the Under the Gun player says he has a set as well. On the first board, the turn comes the 6 of spades, giving me the nut full house, but then the river falls the ace of spades, and my opponent, who had the ace king of hearts, shows he has another ace in the hole, having rivered the 2 outer to beat me on that board. The second board, the turn falls the 9 of clubs, giving me the nut straight, but then the river is the 3 of hearts, giving the guy with aces the nut flush to scoop me on the side pot. However, the third player in the hand reveals King 6, 6-4, having made quads on the board myself and the cutoff made full houses on to secure half the main pot for himself, and I'm left with bupkis. And the run good continues. Looking at the equities 3 ways, we had over 52% equity and wind up winning 0. Our opponent with aces had 42%, and the guy who made quads was under 6% equity when the stacks went in. Someone check these guys for vibrating anal beads.
I always go twice, whatever you guys want. Twice is nice.
Sounds good.
I got top set and blockers.
445 to the main.
I got a blocker to the hearts and a blocker to the straights. I figured you had not hearts.
445 to the main. I got set too, so you're going to do.
Well, no, I'm not. Now you're blocking my outs. Alright, so we're up against Ace King of Hearts here from the original Razor. And Under the Gun Plus One, so he has the set.
Should be.
One heart.
Well, I got a queen.
The main. And the side is
That's what I want.
120.
Can't be that greedy. Royal flush.
Alright, twice is nice.
Alright. Side pot is working.
Well, not really. I mean, he's got the Ace King of Hearts. He's got a set blocking me, so.
Alright, running. The turn is
Exciting.
I mean, a 9 will hit me too, as long as it's not a heart. 6, alright, full house.
Oh! Okay.
Oh, goddamn. What the fuck? Alright, so it comes 6 of
Quads!
6 of spades, ace of spades, and then 9 of clubs, 3 of hearts. And I'm up against King of clubs, 6 of clubs, 6 of hearts. What's your 4th card, sir? And 4 of diamonds. And then I'm up against Ace of hearts, King of hearts, Ace of clubs, Deuce of spades, and I get scooped. Sacadilla!
Why?
We're Under the Gun Plus One holding 10-8, 7-7 suited in hearts to our 8. We limp in for 5, the button and small blind both call, and now the big blind makes it 20. We call, as do the button and the small blind. We go 4 ways to a flop, which falls 10-8-4, Rainbow. The original Razor leads for 60. We flop top 2 pair, backdoor hearts, and we have blockers to the straight draws. However, there aren't a lot of turn cards we'll be happy with, so we raise to 225. The button folds, the small blind folds, and the Razor folds as well, and we take this one down. We're on the button playing a $15 double board bomb pot, and we're dealt Ace Queen 8-2 with 3 diamonds to our ace. The first board comes 8-5-5 with 2 hearts. The second board is Queen 9-2 with 2 diamonds. A short stack goes all in for $35. There's 2 callers, and we call as well. The first turn is the 5 of clubs, the second turn the 8 of clubs. It's checked around. The river is the ace of clubs, and then the second river is the 4 of diamonds. It's checked to us, and with the nuts on one board, we can comfortably bet the pot of $245. Other opponents fold, and we scoop against the all-in player.
I got the nut flush and aces and 8s.
Pretty good.
Got him. Scoop. Best deal in their house right there. Nobody better. I don't care what these guys say about you. You needed that river on both of them. Thank you, thank you.
There's a $15 double board bomb pot. We're in the big blind with 9-6-5-3 suited in spades to our 9. The first board is 5-4-2 rainbow. The second board is 9-6-6 rainbow. We flop the stone cold nut straight and have a blocker to full house draws on the first board. And on the second board, we flop the second nuts with a full house. This is an absolute monster spot, but the problem is we're in the big blind and we don't want to scare anyone off, so we check our option, but unfortunately it's checked around. The turn is the 10 of clubs and then the 2 of spades. We still have the effective nuts on both boards and opt to lead for the full pot of $135. Since the board textures didn't change and everyone checked the flop, it may look like we're trying to buy it. Only the early position player calls. We're heads up and go to the rivers, which come the 8 of clubs and the 3 of hearts. We're not thrilled with the running clubs on the top board, but our hand is too strong to not bet the full pot, which we do, of $405. Our opponent makes the call and reveals he caught running clubs on the top board, and he has a smaller full house on the second board, and we wind up chopping it up. We're in the small blind and dealt ace-ace 9-7 suited in clubs to our 9. The hijack raises to 15, the cutoff and button call, and we call as well. The flop falls 8-5-5 rainbow. We lead right out for $60. The raiser is the only caller. We go heads up to a turn, which is the king of spades. We both check. The river is the 5 of spades, and we bet out 85. He winds up making the call, and he shows down the ace-jack, jack-10, suited in clubs to his ace, and we are good. Under the gun straddles to 10, there's 2 callers, and we're in the hijack holding queen-10, 9-8 suited in hearts to our queen, and we make the call as well. The button is Ifan, a regular fixture here at the Lodge on their streamed games, and an aggressive player, and he raises to 75. The big blind and early position call, we call as well, and we're going 4 ways to a flop, which comes king 7-6 with 2 hearts. When it checks to us, we've flopped an absolute monster of a hand. We've got the queen high flush draw, plus the top wrap straight draw. Any 5, 8, 9, or 10 will give us the nut straight. Still, it would be impolite of me to not let Ifan on the button do what aggressive players do, so I check it over. He doesn't disappoint, betting the full pot of $335. Oh, he's about to be in for a rude awakening.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Early position shoves all in for $225, and we repot all in for $830. Ifan makes the call, and we all agree to run it twice. The first board comes the 2 of spades and the queen of spades, the second board the 5 of diamonds and the 3 of diamonds. Ifan shows down 7-6-5-4 double suited in spades and clubs, having gotten his money in with bottom 2 pair and the bottom end of the straight draw, but no flush blockers. For the side pot, we wind up chopping it up as his 2 pair holds on the first board, and we both make straights on the second board, but mine is larger. Unfortunately, the other all-in player shows down 10-7-2-2 double suited, giving him a turn set of deuces on the first board and a backdoor flush on the second board to scoop the main pot. Yes, he called a pre-flop raise of $75 with this hand out of position.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Looking at the equities, once again, we've gotten absolutely fucked. When the money goes in, we are an overwhelming favorite 3 ways with 62% equity. Ifan has 26, and of course the guy who winds up scooping us both had 11% equity. Yes, 11%. If this keeps up, I'll have to sell all 3 of my cats. Fuck you! So some background on this dialogue you're about to hear. I was sitting in seat 8. The player in seat 9 had a friend who was learning PLO who was sitting on the chair back behind and between us, who I later found out was Jeffrey Shee, a well-known Hearthstone player who went by the handle Trump, no relation to the former president. But anyway, someone had asked what he was doing there, and I had said he was the cream in our Oreo sandwich, and mentioned it was a vanilla Oreo, obviously.
You're still here? In the vanilla Oreo?
Yes. hey, if you want to hop in between, we can have a double stuff.
Oh my god.
Where are you going?
We're doing double stuffing to get out of here. I can already tell you're going to be my troublemaker.
We're under the gun +1 and dealt queen, 10-8 double suited in hearts and diamonds. We raised to 15. 5 players call, so we're going 6 ways to a flop, which falls ace-10-4 rainbow. When it's on us, we opt to bet the full pot. Yes, we missed this flop, but we do have some backdoors, and our image as a tight player might make our opponents worry they're facing a set of aces here. So we bet $90, only the small blind calls. We're going heads up to a turn, which is the 8 of clubs. He checks, and I really think we should continue betting here. We've turned 2 pair, and if our opponent was drawing to one of the straights, this card didn't help him. So we should continue repping that we have top set. But when you're running bad, you start getting gun shy, and you see monsters around every corner, and we check it back. The river is the 5 of diamonds, we check it down, and I miss capturing his entire hand, but he has 1 pair of 7s as his best hand, and we win. Under the Gun has straddled to 10, middle position calls, and now the hijack raises to $40. We're in the cutoff with ace-jack, 10-4, suited in clubs to our ace. We call, the button, the big blind, and the straddle and middle position all call, and we go 6 ways to a flop, which comes 10-9-3 with 2 clubs. When it checks to us, we've got top pair, top kicker, the nut flush draw, and some backdoor straight draws. So we've got the full pot of $245. The button calls with just a few hundred behind. The turn is the king of hearts, and we've picked up a Broadway draw to go with our flush draw, and we shove all in for 560. The button calls all in for 200. We agree to run it twice. The first river is the 9 of spades, the second the 10 of spades, and our opponent shows down the king-queen 8-7 suited in clubs to his king. So on the flop, we were 70% equity when our opponent called off half of his stack, but on the turn, equity shift in his favor with 58% to our 42%. In the end, we wind up chopping it up. So this was my session from way back on Saturday, September 24th, and unfortunately after that first hand where I flopped top set and managed to lose on both runouts to 2 opponents, I wasn't really able to get back ahead. I had to take a loss on the session for $1,075. It was really cool meeting Jeffrey Shee, the gentleman who runs the channel. Hello, Ruffian. For Hearthstone, and was a very big player back in the day. I've seen him a few more times at the lodge, and so I know that if he applies his gaming expertise and his dedication to that, to poker, I'm sure he'll do very well. And I have linked his channel in the comments below. He actually has more followers than Brad Owen. He's got close to 800,000. So give him some love. Let's see if we can get him a little bit closer to 1 million. Also want to give a shout out to Philip, aka 300-Pound Canary, another fan of the vlog who I happened to meet up with this past weekend at the lodge, and it was great meeting you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again this Thursday. Another shout out goes to Matthew Portney and Cameron David, 2 viewers of the vlog who both enjoyed my You Just Got Stacked song. I think you're the only 2 who didn't threaten to sue me over assaulting their ears, so thank you for that. Also wanted to mention, recently I played a freeze out at the lodge. There was about 90 entrants. The top 9 were getting paid at the final table. And when we were down to the final 2 tables, this was a no-limit hold'em tournament, by the way. I had about 170,000. The average was, I think, 145. Unfortunately, I tried to pick off a short stack, and my ace-jack did not win the flip against, don't rub against the mic. My ace-jack did not win the flip against his 10s, and after that, I wasn't really able to recover. Stop that. And I wound up finishing a disappointing 14th out of the money, but it did feel good to go deep. I don't play a lot of tournaments, and I try to avoid hold'em when I can, but the lodge is hosting a monthly monster this coming week, and the guaranteed prize pool is $500,000. First place is usually over $100,000, so I'm going to be taking a shot at that and see how it goes, and I'll let you guys know. All right, that'll be a wrap for this one, and we will see you in the next episode.
You know, after watching a video like this, sometimes I'll like it, sometimes I'll leave a comment, and sometimes I'll subscribe. Sometimes I'll even do all 3.